All right, let's get practicing in QuickBooks Online. Grab the link below in the description so that you can follow along. All right, here we are in the QBO Gym, and the QBO Gym is a place where we have numerous exercises that simulate real-life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. Every single month, we come out with new exercises for you to practice and complete, and we break it down for you into 4 different sections. So today we are going to be working in the October strength training section where we really focus on sales tax. At the top here is a little animated video to tell you what's going on in Craig's world that month. He is our fictitious business owner. Further down is an interactive quiz to test your knowledge based on what you just saw on the video up above. And then further down are all of the exercises within this section. So today we are going to get started with sales tax by practice setting it up. You will need to be in the sample company. If you are not sure how to get into the sample company or get your own free QBOA account, just click on the link below in the description. So, our scenario today is that Craig's accountant has told him that since he is selling some goods in addition to his design and landscaping services, he will have to charge sales tax on these items. So, let's see how we would set this up. And as a quick note here, you're going to need to be in the same session of the sample company for all strength training exercises. They will build on each other, so you need to make sure that you complete all of the exercises in this section in the same session of the sample company. All right, so sales tax, which is also referred to as retail excise and privilege tax, is a tax on the sale of goods and services that is provided or paid by the buyer and collected by the seller. The seller has an obligation to hold the tax collected until they remit the taxes collected to the proper tax agency within the prescribed time period. It's important to manage sales tax accurately because mistakes can lead to penalties, overpayments, or underpayments. All of these can be costly to a business. So there are 45 United States and or states in the United States and the District of Columbia that require businesses to collect sales tax. If you sell goods and certain services as well in one of those states, you are responsible for calculating, collecting, and paying sales tax. Each tax has its own set of laws and rates for sales tax. On top of state requirements, counties, cities, and districts may also have their own sales tax requirements. Luckily, QuickBooks Online simplifies sales tax returns by automating all of this. If your state changes something like the sales tax rate, QBO automatically updates your tax rates for you, which is awesome. That way you're not having to always go backtrack and try to do some research. They do it for you. So it's a great win for QuickBooks Online. So typically your client's accountant will guide you on what needs to be taxed and what agencies need to be paid so that you can set this up correctly. A really important note here that in this and the following exercises, we will be working with general sales tax principles, and they are for educational purposes only. Your client's sales tax, even if they are in California like Craig's is in the sample company, will be different. So just know that this is for illustration purposes only. This is not a steadfast and true. Please make sure that you work with your client's accountant in real life to make sure that you have everything that needs to be taxed and you get everything set up properly. So, to use sales tax in the sample company properly, we have to do some setup first. This setup is not exactly the same as what you will see in a real client scenario, but we're going to try to walk through some of the steps so that you get a little more familiar with everything. So, on the left nav bar, we're going to hover over taxes and then click on sales tax. So here I am in the sample company. This is the dashboard. On the left-hand nav bar, you will see this taxes. Hover over that and then select sales tax. And the sales tax center will appear for you. You will get this little pop-up that says get started if you're doing it for the first time. So just go ahead and click on the green get started button. And then it's going to ask you about your business address to make sure that it is correct. So this address is actually stored in the account and settings. So if you need to make any kind of adjustments, you can do it here or you can do it in the account and settings. We're going to say it looks good. So go ahead and click on the green next button. And then it has these agencies that are listed here right now. You may have noticed that some of the transactions in the sample company already have sales tax associated with them, even without us turning on the sales tax feature. These transactions used manually added custom rates rather than the automatically calculated rates that QBO now supports. Because of this, you will need to match the sales tax from these old transactions to the correct agency. In a real life scenario, there is no matching involved unless they were manually calculating sales tax in a different system. So you will just need to set up the agency. We're going to use the down arrows to match the agencies as follows. So for California Board of Equalization, there we go. It's going to be the California Department of Tax and Fee Administration. So you will see that on the first line right here. Click into here and you can start typing in California. There it is. Go ahead and click on that. The next one, the Arizona State Tax, Arizona Department of Revenue, that is going to be the Arizona Department of Revenue. So click into this one. If you start typing in Arizona, you will see that one right here for the state. Go ahead and click on that. And then the same thing for the Tucson city. It is going to be for that Arizona Department of Revenue. So click into that and then start typing in Arizona. Again, it's the same one as before. Click on that. And now we're simply going to click on next. So click on the green next button. And now it's asking us to review our rates right here on this screen. We're going to say everything's good, so we can just go ahead and click on the green save button. These were the previously used custom rates. So we'll say that everything looks great, and we're just going to click on the green save button. And QBO is thinking, and there it is. It says that we are all set, and now we can take a look to see what we can do with our new sales tax center. So let's go ahead and click on the continue button. And you will see a couple of things here. It's just QBO giving you a little video, a little tutorial of how to create and edit rates in the Sales Tax Center. So for now, we're just going to click on the green button that says continue. And they have another one, another little video here for us, same sort of thing. This one is telling you how to file and pay sales tax in the Sales Tax Center. Great for you to do if this is the first time that you're ever working in sales tax in real life. It would probably be a good idea for you to just kind of watch those videos, get the little tutorial, and see a little bit more information about everything there. So let's go ahead and click on the View Sales Tax Center down here. And now it is showing up this little pop-up here. It's asking about the agency, and we get to choose what the filing frequency is for each of the agencies. In a real life scenario, you would be able to use the provided document or charts and documentation to guide your answers, which is down here. So we are going to, for this purposes of this exercise, we're just going to choose quarterly. So click into the arrow here and then select quarterly. And now that has been done for you. But again, you would look at this as a guide as to choosing in real life what the filing frequency is going to be. We're just going to say that it's quarterly, and then we're going to go ahead and click on Next Agency. So click on the green Next Agency button, and now it's asking you for the same thing, only this time for California. For this one, we are going to select it as monthly for the frequency. So again, click on that arrow, select monthly, and now that it has been selected, again, in real life, you would follow, take a little bit closer look at this to get a sense of when you need to have that filing frequency. So let's go ahead and click on the green Save button. And now that has been set up for you. So let's take a really quick look at the Sales Tax Center. As a note here, it says that you may need to refresh the screen if a particular page does not load in the sample company. So if that's the case, just highlight into the URL, hit enter, and it'll refresh for you. But here is the sales tax center right here. These are in alphabetical order. That is why they are the way that they are. You will see down here that it has the agency, the period that it will collect for, or the period that it's collecting for, the due date for that said period, the amount it would be due, the status, and then an action here where you can actually view the tax return. So we're actually going to, and that's exactly what this is saying right here, what we just talked about there. So if you want to go ahead and click on View Tax Return, we're going to see a little bit more detail in it about the filing and paying of the taxes. Keep in mind that QBO will provide a detailed report and instructions, and it's important to know that you cannot actually pay taxes directly from QBO. You have to pay the taxes according to the agency instructions that either you or the business owner determine who's responsible for that. And then you would record the payment on this particular screen that I'm going to show you. You will learn how to do this in a later exercise. So just keep in mind that even though there is this tax center, you cannot actually directly pay the taxes from QBO. So if we click into this view return for this first one, this is the screen that we were talking about. You would record the payment here once the payment has been made, again, outside of QBO directly to the tax agency. So let's cancel out of this so that we can go back to the sales tax center. Just click on the little arrow on the top right screen, and it'll take you back here as well. We're going to click on sales tax settings. You would do that to add or edit agencies, add or edit custom rates, or turn off sales tax altogether. So let's click on that. That's over here on the right-hand side. Click on sales tax settings, and you will see all of that information. Again, you have the ability to make edits to the agencies as pointed out right here. And then if you ever wanted to turn off sales tax completely, you can do it here. Add an agency if you need another one outside of the two that are already right here. And then if you need to make adjustments to a rate. But that's it. That is how you would set up sales tax. And if you have any questions or want to know more about the QBO Gym, just go ahead and click on the link below in the description. Be sure to leave this session of the sample company open as you will need it for the next exercise in the strength training section where we practice setting up products and services. And I will see you in the next video.